these ladies.
To kind of follow up on that, Coach, you've talked about that since the beginning of the season, how lucky and blessed you are to kind of just see the chemistry come together and to see more cohesiveness over these last couple of weeks. What does that just mean to you to see growth in this team?
It's always good when you know where you started, from where it started until where it is now. It's a process, and you have to really hang in there with the process, stay patient with the process. But when you see it happen and you see these smiles like this, it's the greatest feeling, because no matter what, I'm extremely happy to be coaching these young ladies, and to see it coming together and seeing them have fun doing it, that's a positive.
And then Angel and Kamilla combined for 24 of your team's total, 43 rebounds. I know they said it, when they got drafted, that no one would rebound on them, but to just see that competitiveness on the glass out of them, is that something that you want to, how do you want to see that grow in that second half?
Well, they know it's important. They know that's very important for us to just give one shot. And they snatch the glass, they go after it. And it's not an easy task. That's really difficult to be on the glass and trying to box out these players who are very strong and pretty swift and be down there and know how to get to rebounds as well. But they've taken it all upon themselves to make sure that they grab that rebound, give us an opportunity to get out and run.
Thanks.
Coach, back here.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Tied after 3. And you end up winning. What did you like about what you saw in the fourth?
We won. The fourth quarter, we bared down. We kind of bared down on the defensive side of the ball, making everything very difficult, not allowing any easy shots. There were some things that we could have done much better. We'll take a look at those things and be better with it. But we got tougher and more aggressive on the defensive side of the ball. And you saw Dana putting pressure on the point guard, and that was helpful to us to try to take them out of what they wanted to do, making them run their offense from different areas and not in areas that they like. That was big. Our bench production was absolutely amazing. When you talk about someone and you want to talk about someone, talk about Michaela.
We'll go Steven, Julia, Annie, then Jamal.
Hey, Coach. I was actually going to ask you about Michaela and what you saw from her efforts in terms of just filling gaps on the margins for you.
When you talk about names being called and staying ready, you actually saw it today. You actually saw her name was called, and she went out and did exactly what we asked of her, and was aggressive. That says a lot about who she is, and trusting her training every single day, and trusting when her name is called that she's ready to go. She was extremely aggressive offensively and extremely aggressive defensively. She knew every scheme very well, and she did it. That's Michaela. And super proud of what she brought for us tonight. She got the gloves.
Now, one more quick one for you. It felt like this was the most comprehensive game for Kamilla on both sides of the ball. Can you just kind of speak to what you saw and just the preparation and how she's evolved as a professional athlete so far?
Our preparation is there. This game is funny. When you're playing this game is a really funny kind of game. Sometimes some things aren't going so well for you. And then so many things about the game that you can do to be helpful to the team. But she's learning in so many ways. She's getting better. But the most important thing is her confidence level is there. It's there. So as long as she has her confidence and she's stepping out between those 4 lines, not letting a miss here and there bother you, we can't do anything but be better. And today was an incredible day for her that really built a lot more confidence in what she's doing.
Julia.
Executing in the clutch has obviously been a big growth point for this team. What do you feel like is different about how your players are approaching those moments now compared to like that first clutch game they all had?
Now they know where the ball must go. So that's the difference. You know where the ball must go, and then take what the defense gives you. We're starting to see if that's a zone or what offense. We're starting to see if it's a man or if they're packing the paint where the ball should go. So there's so many learning things that we can take from each game. And today, their defense was packing the paint because we're pretty dang good in the painted area. So now we're trying to find where does the ball go. And just another learning lesson for us of where the ball must be. Allow that ball to find energy.
What do you feel like Izzy kind of brings to that closing group when you're in the clutch?
Izzy was amazing. She was on the glass. She was aggressive offensively. We need that. When she comes off the bench, the one thing I tell her, she's a stretch 4. She can step out and shoot it. She can put the ball on the floor, get to the rim, and she can go and down and finish at the rim. And what she did today was big for us on the defensive side of the ball. She was tough. She was tough. It's hard to get into positions that our bigs are asked to do, night in and night out of help covering small guards, getting downhill. It's a lot to ask, but they get it done.
Annie, then Jamal.
Going back to Michaela, what do you see from her in a day-to-day way at practice, in her preparation efforts that keeps her ready for these minutes and these moments?
You never see her not working hard. every single day. She's in early. She gets her work on with Ty Young, and they go very hard. And she trusts in the training. She trusts her work. So she gets out there. She believes that she can. When you've seen it already go in, when you get out there, you're confident in it. You still see it going in, and that's Mickey. And we're super proud of what she did tonight. I just wanted to carry on as we continue the season.
We've talked a lot about just this being a very new team, and your rotations have really shown that, I think, different game by game. What are you figuring out about your rotations now halfway through the season?
You find the energy. You find the energy. You find the mix. Tonight, Mickey was called for the energy on the offensive side and the defensive side, and it worked for us. It worked.
And then when you are going off of that energy, like how much just confidence do you as a coach have to have in the players deep in your bench, knowing that like you're going to somebody who maybe hasn't been tapped, like Kamilla in a couple games, like knowing that she is going to bring that energy in.
I have belief in them. I believe in every player on this roster. I get to see them go at it every single day in practice. I see what they bring. I know exactly what they're capable of. And when you talk about Kamilla is very versatile. She can play 3, 4, and 5. She can put the ball on the floor. She can shoot. She can defend. She can rebound. She can run. She does so many things that we can call upon. And tonight we called upon it, and look what happened. It showed up.
Jamal.
Angel, in this streak, double streak, these last 15 games, has I think like 200 rebounds now that she's grabbed during this stretch. Just when you see, just what stands out to you when you see a player that that ability to collect off the glass in that way? Like what? I don't know. What about Angel stood out to you in her ability to rebound the ball?
That's what she does. It's who she is. She plays her role. She plays her role well. You always talk about mastering her role. She's mastered her role. She's going to go and get those rebounds for us, whether it's offensive or defense. You can always see her somewhere close to the ball. That's a science behind all of that. She isn't just running in to go get it. She knows exactly what she's doing when she's positioning herself. When that ball goes up, she wants it. I always say it's a will and a right to a desire, and she has it.
We'll go second row on your left.
With your team now on a quick turnaround, coming off a win like this, what's your message to them, knowing you got another one in tomorrow and then you play Liberty again?
Rest. Let's get on this plane and get there as quickly as we can and rest our bodies, prepare our mind. We have to let this one go. Great win, awesome win for us at home, but you still study it, learn from it, and we have to let it go because now we're going into a hostile environment with an incredible basketball team who've been playing together for quite some time, and you can see how well they're playing together right now. So it's going to be important for us to be able to get there and lock in on what we must do to defend them.
We'll go to Stephen away up there.
Hey, Coach, we talked about against the Atlanta Dream a couple times this season, a handful that Charles is in the post. She had 22 the first game against you all, 19 in the last before this one, and she had 9 tonight. Can you just speak to the time on task and execution from your group defending her?
Yeah, we know we had to bring something at Tina. We had to make her see multiple looks, and if not, she's a vet down there. She can do anything: right hand, left hand hooks. She can turn around with jump shots. She can put it on the floor. She can shoot it deep. So we just wanted to give her different looks and have her thinking more of the defense instead of the offensive flow. And for some it works. And tonight for us, it worked for us, and not allowing her to get on that block and become comfortable. We wanted to try to make her as uncomfortable as we possibly could.
We'll go to Shakia, second row on your left.
Not really a game question, but I'm curious, what were your thoughts on the crowd reacting or calling for the double-double, for them pointing to Chennedy to pass the ball to Angel? Did you see that at all?
Well, I'm so locked in on the game, and I actually saw my own players. That's a form of a lot of love and celebration for someone's individual accomplishment, because we're all about team. We're all about team, and so is Angel. But you saw her teammates wanting her to get it, wanting her to keep it alive. So for me, that's a beautiful thing to see when there's a lot of love from your teammates for wanting it to stay alive.
Any last question? One last one, Carly.
There goes that superstar. There goes that all-star, y'all. Put that star by that one. Wow.
Coach, I just got a question actually about kind of, we've just seen her offensive explosion here since, she's come into the starting lineup, and you've always said that she's accepted her role and how she's been able to change and adapt throughout everything. What have you just seen out of her growth, not just with statistical things that she's doing on the court, but just her as a person?
This is a great question, because the one thing about Kate, I actually spoke about this to her yesterday, is she's coachable. That's why you see what you see. I coach Kennedy hard. I coach her extremely hard because I can. She responds. She responds to it because she knows I'm not asking her something to do that she can't do. This is a guard you're looking at right here. They can do anything. She does whatever she wants to out there, and it's hard to stop it. So I coach her hard because I want nothing but greatness from her every night. I'm just going to tell you guys this again. You can write it. You can do whatever you want to. That's our all-star right there.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you. Love you, Kenny Boo.
Question, Chennedy.
I love you, man.
Start with Carly Bill.
You see why I love my kids? See why I love them? God dang it. You can love it, kiddo. Love you too.
Kennedy, to just kind of hear those words from Coach, what does that just mean to you to hear that level of praise and love from your head coach?
I think it really just brings out the best in me. I've been in situations where I haven't always been valued. Coaches haven't always had my back. She has my back on and off the floor, and that brings out the best side of me. That brings out me as a person. Everyone's getting to know me. I love my teammates. I love being here. We're doing something special, and I'm so thankful to be a part of something like this. 2 years coming, I'm really thankful to be a part of something like this. I was literally crying in the car yesterday, like, God, I appreciate you so much for putting me where I belong.
Just to have a basketball question just about the game. We've seen the growth from you guys trying to feed into the post, and how has your chemistry grown with feeding into Kamilla and feeding into those post players, and how do you want to see that grow come to the second half of the season?
For me personally, I'm getting better at it every night. Teams are throwing different types of defenses at us each night, but I'm not worried about it. I'm just worried about trying to put my 4s and 5s in the best position to where they can be successful. Teams are locking in on our guards, which is fine. That leaves them wide open at the block. So all they have to do is just catch the ball, rebound, and score. They're making our jobs easier. We're making their jobs easier. So team effort.
Question, Chennedy. Julia.
I'm curious about that last play when the crowd started kind of calling for you to get the ball into Angel for her double-double. Did you hear them shouting at you? Just kind of what was
No, I told my team when I got in the locker room, I was like, yo, I'm glad y'all told me because I was ready to go coast to coast to the rim. But then I looked and Angel was sealing and I was like, oh. And then I looked at Spoon, I looked at the bench and they were like, throw it in. So I was like, okay, let me pass it. Let me get a better angle, somebody that can actually make the pass and get it in so she can get her double-double. So I was excited for her to get that. Just I didn't know what was going on.
And then Spirit kind of talked about just the way that you guys are able to both focus on team and also celebrate each other's individual accomplishments. How do you see that as a player on this team?
This team is selfless. Like, they want everybody to eat. And I truly mean that. I don't think there's anyone in that locker room that envies each other. We are literally a sisterhood. We're locked in, and we want the best for our sisters, and we compete each and every night. I think that's why we're kind of putting it together. And Chicago is kind of getting aggressive, and now we're starting to punch first type of look out there.
Steven.
Hey, Kennedy. So you've been seeing a lot of successes on efficiency and pick and roll this season, and you talked about teams loading up in the gaps with you.
To be honest, we haven't even incorporated pick and rolls. This is success off of just me. We don't really have a lot of pick and rolls, to be honest.
But looking at specifically when you do have the pick and roll, it looks like the screen rejects, you always find something good out of that. Can you just kind of speak to what you're seeing successfully in that?
I'm a big pick and roll player. I love to get in the pick and roll. I just think it keeps the defense. It's unpredictable. They don't know what I'm going to do. I can hold the screen. I can look for Kamilla. As you see tonight, I started to slow it down a little bit. So now I'm just kind of shaking things up and just reading the defense and making the right pass and the right read. That's it.
And then the last thing for you, we've seen you in a position of initiating a lot and closing games, but also on defense, making plays that timely stop manner. Can you just kind of speak to the two-way responsibility that comes with your team leaning on you?
I think the coaches are putting me in a great position to showcase what I can do. They're putting me on defenders, the best defenders on the other team. Sometimes I'm getting switched on longer guys, threes, you know what I'm saying? So I'm able to show my athleticism when they're trying to get that lob over me or just try to get quick steals. I think that I'm a guard who is very quick, and that helps us on defense. And if I get steals and I'm getting active, I'm getting under the defense, it's going to help us in transition, as you've seen tonight. So that's kind of my role. I I do everything, and I don't mind it. I love it.
Any more for Chennedy? All right. Oh, one last one. All right.
Just to kind of follow up on your first answer, you said you wanted to prove that you belonged at the start of the season. You know, obviously we're only halfway through.
I mean, belong because I came into LA coming off the bench. I can't not playing. Like, are we serious right now? Are we watching what I'm watching? We got to watch the same type of basketball, and it's been consistent. So yeah, don't sleep on me.
Thank you, Chennedy.
Yeah.